Basically how this works, they've got like something that's called, oh wow, that's cool, was not expecting to get that in there, didn't even know this was something that would come with it. They do a thing called the Breakthrough Record of the Month. It comes with like a little write-up about the record and everything like that. You would get that in your box every month from what I understand, along with some extra stuff like this that's specific to the record, like exclusives. And they also work with the artist in question to kind of get this out. It's not just something that's picked at random, which I thought was pretty cool. Just open it up and I saw we got the 2 LP record here for In the Cards by Robert DeLong. Really, really fun album. We also got the poster here that's signed, and the wristband, the Robert DeLong wristband. We got something to add to the wall, something to add to the wrist, and something that wouldn't even fit in frame. It's got a full poster for In the Cards. It's all pretty cool. I've never checked out a vinyl subscription service before, or a record of the month. And the way they do it, like I was saying, they add a breakthrough record every month. You get discounts on other LPs in their web store, which I thought was a really good idea. I mean, they had some albums that I really, really enjoyed. I mean, you get discounts on all that sort of stuff. Automatic entry in all these giveaways and stuff they do like that, and the write-up, of course, every single month. So I don't know, I have to say it seems like it would pay for itself. You can either do like a 1 month, a 6 month, or like a 12-month subscription, and even if you only did 1 month and got one album, which is only like 30 bucks if you did that, that's basically what you would pay for an LP at the record shop anyways. So all in all, it's pretty cool, and I gotta say thank you to Vinyl Monkey for sending me In the Cards by Robert DeLong. Hey everyone, John from ARTV. This is where you'll find album reviews, top 10 countdowns, and music discussion. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 7th studio album by Australian pop singer and songwriter Sia. It's called This Is Acting, and I think it's a pretty interesting concept for an album. Many of you might know that Sia Furler writes hits for many of today's top artists like Beyonce, Eminem, Katy Perry, and Rihanna, who rejected a couple of the songs that appear on this album. What she did with This Is Acting is take all of these songs that she had written, except for one. There's one original song that was just written for this album, and it's called 1 Million Bullets. But for all of the other 11 songs, they were songs that were originally intended for Beyonce, Katy Perry, etc. And they didn't accept the songs. So Sia took it and kept the songs for herself and put it on this record. Interesting concept, bad payoff. The main problem that I have with This Is Acting is that it doesn't feel genuine. I don't doubt that a songwriter like Sia or Ryan Tedder or whoever else writes a song from the heart even whenever they ship it off and sell it to another artist. But these songs here all feel like they flow from a very similar vein. It's also interesting to me because I think this could be a reason as to why a lot of the stuff on the radio sounds the same. We have writers shipping the same songs basically over and over again to the singer, so no wonder the airwaves get cluttered. We got Bird Set Free and Alive, the first 2 singles, the only ones that I allowed myself to hear before the album came out. And I was thinking these sound very similar. They have similar themes. Basically, you can't put me down, you're not gonna count me out, I'm gonna keep pushing, I'm gonna break through. And it's just trying so hard to be inspirational, but it's lacking something. Even what 1,000 Forms of Fear, her last album, actually had. For the most part, I really enjoyed that album. In fact, there's some songs that I still come back to, like Dressed in Black, and of course the fantastic Chandelier, just an emotionally shattering track about her battle with alcoholism. And it's just almost a little bit too emotional to listen to sometimes because you see the power behind the track and how much it meant to her to really pen it and put it out there. I don't feel that connection to any of these songs, and I don't think that she really feels it either. It's clear to me that these songs were intended to be big, massive, soaring anthems, and they just don't come across that way. In fact, some of these tracks come across really annoying just because they play it so safe. I mean, you look at songs like Footprints and Broken Glass, and the first time I heard Footprints, I was like, okay, this is inoffensive enough. It's better than some of the other songs that I'm hearing on here. I like the build-up, the chorus is catchy, it's a little bit more personal, but then I see that copy and pasted to the track Broken Glass, and I'm thinking, why do we keep running in circles here. I feel like most of these songs fall into one of two categories. You've got your over-the-top relationship-centered love tracks that just talk about like undying devotion, like 1,000,000 bullets. I would take 1,000,000 bullets for you. How many would you take for me? On the other side of the fence, you have tracks that seem like they're trying way too hard to be like overly confident. Like, okay, holy shit, we get it. You know, nobody's counting you out, Sia. Nobody is putting their foot down on you or pressing you under their thumb anymore. And I feel like tracks like Unstoppable and Cheap Thrills and like I already talked about, Alive and Bird Set Free, these all fall into that category, and it's just so frustrating because there's some good melodies going on here. I like some of the synthesizers and the electronic production, even some of the drum rhythms, even as programmed as they might be. It's just really frustrating to watch some of these good ideas go to waste. Reaper was the track the internet was really buzzing about. It was co-written with Kanye West, apparently originally intended for Rihanna, who didn't even bother to show up for the recording sessions for the track. That's just cold. I do like this one a bit more. I think there's something about the fluttering drum line on this track and the fact that it doesn't try so hard to just go for this big soaring chorus, things that I see on like Unstoppable and Alive. They're just so dramatic that it's like no one's buying it. This one simplifies a little bit, and moments like that are what work on the record. I thought I was gonna like the track Cheap Thrills, but there's one little thing that absolutely kills the song for me. You're listening through the chorus, and then out of nowhere, like a bunch of kids chant the following. What? Like, who thought that it would be a good idea for a group of kids to come in and just over and over again? It's like every 5 to 10 seconds you have this group of kids chanting, I love Cheap Thrills. God, it sounds so bad. It sounds so out of place. Why would you do that, Sia? Calm down, John. Let's move on to the more positive aspects. I do have a few songs that I really like on this thing. House on Fire is one of those. I think that it does a nice job of playing out a more smooth ride that works from start to finish. The chorus on this thing has a nice bumpy and chipper synth line on it that really works. She's maybe a little bit off on the lyrics on this track. I'm gonna breathe you in like oxygen and all this other stuff. A little bit silly, but I can almost dismiss that for the fact that this song works on an instrumental level. Sweet Design comes near the end of this record, but it's a fantastic little tune, another one that I'm really enjoying. In fact, it might just be my favorite. It's close up there with another one that I'm going to mention in just a second. This track in particular reminds me a lot of something like Rock Your Body by Justin Timberlake that came out about a decade ago. It's just got that fun urgency that makes you want to get out on the dance floor. Sia is more commanding and excited on the vocals, and I like the fact that it seems like she cut loose a little bit more here, and that's also what happens on probably my favorite track, the two that I'm debating right now, Move Your Body. That track is irresistible. It's undeniably catchy, fun. You can't even take 2 seconds to really think about it because this track is so enveloping and fast-paced, especially once we get to that first chorus. I love the peppy drum line. It just sounds like it would be played by a marching band or something like that. And the first time I heard it, I was just like, yes, I want to hear more like this. Where is the energy and the pacing like this on the rest of This Is Acting? The drum line is just irresistible. It packs so much of a punch and it adds a lot of vibrancy, a lot of color to this tune. Whenever I sit here and look at the track listing for this record, I see standouts, like I just talked about, but for the most part, I'm seeing a bunch of songs that just could have benefited from a lot of things, like better songwriting, because they fall into a lot of cliches here. I understand that these songs were intended for other artists, and, you know, pop artists tend to sing about very similar subjects. But sonically, they really just, it irks me that they didn't mix it up any more than they did, especially when they knew that Sia was getting a full album of this. Even the variation in the vocals, it's not there. It's not often enough, and it doesn't showcase exactly what Sia can do. I think she's a talented singer, a talented songwriter, but this album just does not hit the nail on the head. For me personally, I'm going with a 2.5 for This Is Acting. Don't forget to smash the like button, let me know your thoughts on the new Sia record, and subscribe while you're here because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.